Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Perspectives with Cathy Zhang. I'm your host, Cathy Zhang, and right now I'm here at Butler County, Philadelphia, and the former President Trump is gonna be here in a couple of hours. That's the second time he comes to Butler County, and about 2 months ago, he encountered a first assassinate attempt right here. And today he's coming back, and right now there are thousands of people here waiting to hear from President Trump. And the President Trump said he's gonna finish his speech right here. So let's see. I will take you to some of the supporters here to see why they are compelled to come here today, and how do they think of this year's election. Okay, let's see. Hi, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, we're on live right now. So, what's your name?
Chris,
Chris, where are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yep, I'm from here.
Yeah, so why you come here today?
To show our support for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
Okay, were you here the first time?
I was not here the first time.
I see. But you are compelled to come here today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, why?
Show support. I'm here.
You have always been supporting Trump?
I have always supported Trump, yes.
Oh, okay. So tell us about Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh is the second largest city, right, in Pennsylvania. Yeah, and it tends to be pretty blue. So.
Yes, Pittsburgh is blue, Philadelphia is blue, but a lot of the smaller cities and towns around the whole state are red.
I see. Yeah. So for you live in Pittsburgh, but why you support President Trump?
I believe in his ideals. I believe what he's going to lead our country to do better and be better.
What do you think of the significance of he returning to Butler today?
Oh, it's extremely exciting. We're happy to have him here. It shows his courage, his strength, and his resolve.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Beaver, Pennsylvania, formerly from Troy, Pennsylvania.
Oh, which county in Pennsylvania right now?
Right now I'm in Beaver County.
Beaver County. Okay. So is it your first time to come this rally?
First time for the rally, yes.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very pleased to be able to be here.
Yeah. So the first, President Trump obviously was attempted for assassination last time. Yeah. So what do you think of the significance of him coming back here, and you are here to support?
I think he's very brave, and he would make a wonderful leader.
Have you always been supporting Trump?
Yes, I have.
Starting 2016?
Yes.
Wow. Why?
Because I think he will be very good for our country, and I think he's a natural leader, and I think God is watching over him.
What's the most policy you support President Trump?
The most policy?
Yeah.
Like,
What's the most important policy that President put out that you feel compelled to support?
Like the economy and the border. And those are the two main items.
I see. So in Beaver County, most people support Trump or the other way?
I'm not really real sure. I see a lot of Trump signs. I think I see more Trump signs I do in my town than I do the other signs of Harris. But I've been here for a year, and where I came from, I think that was more of a red area.
I see. Okay, what's your name, please?
Marion Glass.
Marianne. Thank you, Marianne.
You're welcome. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Hi, sir. How are you?
How you doing, miss?
Yeah, and what's your name?
Dennis Roycroft.
Okay, Dennis. So which county are you from?
Westmoreland.
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 Moreland. Okay. Yeah. So is this your first time to the rally?
Yes.
Okay, so you were not here in July.
No, I was not.
Why you wanted to come this time?
Just to show a statement of support of Trump since he was shot here.
Yeah, what do you think of the significance of he coming back again?
I think he wanted to make a statement too, to come back here and where he was shot at, just to say you can't put me down.
Yeah, and so have you always been supporting him
I have.
since
I have.
2016?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So, what do you think of this year? Because Pennsylvania obviously is probably most the key swing state. Yeah. So, which way do you think it will go?
I hope it goes for Trump. I'm going to do my part. I'm trying to get 10 people to go vote, and I wish everybody that is his supporter would do the same thing.
How's your county go?
County's kind of red.
Oh,
Our red, yeah.
Okay.
So we borderline Allegheny, and Allegheny's kind of blue, but it's turning.
I see. It's turning blue
It's turning red.
or turning red?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, how-
It
what-
will. It will this time
Why you say so?
because we need it. Groceries are expensive. Food, everything's more expensive in the past 4 years, and we need it. People are hurting. Rent's up. Houses are up dramatically, and I worry about my grandkids. To be honest with you, it can't keep going like this.
How many grandkids do you have?
We have 9.
9.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, what do you think is the most important thing if, to get Trump elected?
Actually, peace through strength. We need someone that tells it like it is, doesn't sugarcoat, doesn't play to races. He says it like it is.
How do you get 10 people to vote with you?
Just to talk to people, mostly my family, the people that haven't voted.
Yeah.
I talk to them and tell them to vote.
So obviously,
Don't sit out.
yeah. So do you think some people may not vote?
A lot of people sit out. A lot of people
Really?
don't vote. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I don't understand it because lazy. I don't know why.
How about your kids? Because it seems
Most of my kids vote. Yes,
yeah,
kids vote.
They vote in the same way as you do, or
I hope so.
because
That's what they tell me.
okay.
But no one knows when they go in there.
Right. Of course, it's their own choice.
Yes.
Yeah, but do you have it seems quite some young people actually are pretty progressive. Do you notice that?
I think they're turning because they see how expensive rent is, and they see how that don't work. It don't work,
So you think they were hit?
especially young people.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right.
Where are you with?
It's my. I'm with the Sound of Hope, but this is my channel, The Perspectives with Cathy Zhang. That's my channel.
Perspective with
With
Cathy
Cathy
Zhang.
Yeah, ZHANG.
Zen.
Then yes.
Zen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. More people. We talk to more people. Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah. So what's your name?
Matthew.
Matthew, and you?
Lauren.
Lauren, where are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, another gentleman from Pittsburgh. Yeah. So is this your first time to this rally?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you were not here.
We were
July.
No.
Why you come here? Decide to come here today?
Just to show our support.
Show us support for Donald Trump.
Yeah. And what do you think of the significance of him coming back?
Oh, I think it's great.
Yep, shows great courage, great strength, and he's a true leader.
Yes. Have you always been supporting him?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Why?
I like for what he stands for.
Yep, like what he stands for, and I like what he does for the industry that I work in,
Oh, which industry?
the oil and gas industry.
Oil and gas. Wow. So is it related to fracking?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, President Trump saying drill, baby, drill, and but now Harris also saying, well, she's not against fracking. So what do you think?
I think she's lying, just like she was last time. She said the same thing, and she lied.
So you don't believe?
No. No, don't believe her.
Wow. So how's the industry going during the past 3 years?
It's a lot slower than it was when Donald Trump was in office. Permits are hard to get. Work's a little bit harder to come by for the guys in my field, so hasn't been as good.
I see. And how about you? What do you do?
I work for a pharmacy.
Oh, pharmacy.
Yes.
Okay. How's that impacted?
It really has not been impacted, so people still need their meds.
Right.
So
Yeah. Well, Harris said she's working with the pharmaceuticals to get the
Lower
price
the
down.
price,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
hopefully that happens. Yes. No matter what, no matter who's in there, hopefully that happens.
yeah. And so Pittsburgh, in history, it used to be very blue, right? So just wonder, how do you feel about Pittsburgh this year?
I still think it's pretty blue, but it's not what we are.
I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana originally, so
Oh, you're from
yeah.
Louisiana.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's how debates are supposed to be.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Good. Yeah. What's your name?
Stacy,
Stacy. Where are you from?
McDonald, Pennsylvania, to about 25 minutes south of Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. 25 south of Pittsburgh.
About an hour from here, yes.
Right. Right. Okay. So, why do you decide to come here today?
Because I think it's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really. I do.
What's the significance?
What's that?
Tell us more about why you think it's a one-of-a-lifetime experience.
Because how often does this happen here, in this area?
So you were not here in July?
No.
Wow.
I watched it on TV, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you watch it, how did you feel?
I was upset. I was mad. Hurt.
So you decided to come today?
Yes.
Wow.
Show my support.
Have you always been supporting Trump?
Yeah. I did not vote the first or the second time. I actually just registered to vote in February for the first time in my life. Yes, I'm 44 years old.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't vote, and this is your first
I've
time?
never voted my whole entire life.
Wow.
Yep, never.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Share with us more. Because I was talking to another gentleman. He said a lot of people not voting. I was like, why? So why you didn't vote before?
I don't know. It just seems like it's like a war, in a way, between two people. And I am more of a kind of hippie kind of person, peace and love. But things need to be fixed. Things need to be fixed. Everything.
Mostly, what's important for you?
Oh, I can't even speak on one thing. I don't know really. Just a lot of things.
Economy, inflation.
All of it. Yes.
Water.
Yes. All of it.
What do you think of some of the especially suburban women, like seems like the abortion they call it rights, right? Women's choice rights.
Right.
So important for them. Do you understand why?
I don't really know.
Yeah, what do you think?
Everybody has their
Go
own
for
opinions
it.
and thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, that's correct. Everyone does have their own opinion about it, so
Yeah.
it's up to each woman. But I think, for personally, after a certain point, I think it's morally repugnant to do something about a pregnancy, to end it. Correct?
Correct. Yep.
We have.
A lot of people know his point of view on that, and he stated it not too long ago, if not a day ago, on his Twitter feed that he said, and he will always give it back to the states and allow the states to decide on to which better represents that state and the women there. And I believe that should be the case in all aspects of a lot of things, instead of giving them the authority just down in D.C.
But honestly, I think this is blown out of proportion because, let's face it, there is an abortion pill, okay, that can be taken up through a couple months even. Isn't that correct? The abortion
At
pill?
the very end.
Why is there this big stink about this? It can be solved, I think, fairly quickly and simply at an early time. And you don't have to drag it out and make it a big thing and divide people on something like that. So I think it's just a matter of making something really, really ugly that doesn't need to be, that's very divisive. That's all.
So you think it's kind of a man-made issue?
Controversial.
Absolutely.
Yep. At this point in time, come on.
Yes. Where are you guys, ladies from?
From this area.
In this area, local.
Well, yeah. Well, not local,
I'm
but
from my mother's womb, since we were just talking about something like that. So, but really, I live in Erie. And actually, I was born in
You're
Erie.
from Erie.
Yes.
I'm gonna go into Erie tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Because Erie is really a very key swing county.
That is
right?
correct, yes.
Yeah, so
And you
tell
know,
us.
surprisingly, I will tell you this. Erie in the city itself is has always been quite a Democrat stronghold. But the outlying county has been Republican. The city of Erie is demonstrating many, many more Trump signs than I have ever seen a Republican get signs. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't in fact win Erie.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What's your name?
My name is Brenda.
Brenda.
Yes.
Wow.
Sir Video. And this is my sister.
Mary.
Yes.
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary, which county you from?
It's Erie County.
Oh,
Yes.
Erie County too.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So have you always been supporting Trump?
Since he's been started running, since he came down that elevator, yes, because he's a party of common sense. I don't believe that he's part of the establishment of the unit party.
Me, I liked Carly Fiorina the first time around. You know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, but then she went and said after the race was over and Trump won that she wasn't going to support him, she was going to support Biden. And I was like, why? What did she have a problem with except that he had made some nasty remarks about her that were, I think, unnecessary. You don't need to make those unkind remarks. And he does have a tendency to do that, but you have to look more, I think, at what's going to happen and who's in, what will result from their policies. So she needed to suck it up a little bit. So I was a little disappointed there, but I did like her when they ran against each other the first time in 2016.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, so you were independent.
I am as well. I believe you.
I'm
were
a very independent woman.
But yes, I've always been independent, and I wasn't
Not really affiliated to any
correct.
party.
I like to sit back and kind of take in all the issues, mull them over. But quite honestly, we've been in a situation in this country as well in the world. And don't get me started, but it's a uni party all the way across the top, and we are not invited to that. And I believe that Donald Trump has been used as a vessel to be in place here at this point in time to help those see common sense ways of coming to a solution. And that is listening to the people, listen to the citizens, and understanding everything and coming together and making the best decision for whatever you can. And allowing the states to have the control of what's best for their citizens there. That's my opinion.
Wow. Yeah. So, what do you think Trump's role, or what kind of impact he had on the Republican Party?
Oh, I don't think they really liked him very much. he really took it to them a little bit because the parties are set up for divisiveness amongst everyone, so they can do a little smoke and mirror on their
Constituents there, huh?
correct. That's how it always works, right? So his role has been, again, to be that middle ground and try to work with both sides to come to the best solution. And he's been trying to show that, but what we have is living in this parts of the world, I'll say, in the United States, we have a mainstream media, both sides, that like to divide again. And if we could just shed those masks and get to the bottom and the truth of everything and the truth of life, if you will.
She's getting pretty philosophical here.
I understand what she means. Do you think Trump's that person?
He is that person.
He's the way he is.
He's been sent from someone to be the vessel. Otherwise, he'd been assassinated by now. And they've covered him and protected him so he can show humanity, not just the United States. I'm talking about the world stage right now with what's going on. So what we are doing and what he's doing is saving our world. and you'll see that.
Wow. So yeah, you mentioned how I think I interview a lot of people, especially in the swing states, and some voters just like what you mentioned. They were just they just don't like when Trump says something. So how did you overcome that, or does that bother you at all?
Okay. But I don't like some things on the other side either. So basically, what it gets down to is you have to look at their policies. What's important to each voter? Okay. For me, we have issue with grocery prices. We have issues with the border. We have issues with fossil fuels, for example, the price of gas, which all of these things are bringing, resulting in higher housing costs. School, let's say increase in migrants, what it does to a school district is with all the kids going into the school districts, it's crushing the taxpayers there. They don't have enough teachers and things of that nature. So my focus then would be border, okay? I believe in, Donald Trump said it's drill, baby, drill, but we have to do it in a responsible manner. So I believe in that. So with each one, you tick off and you say, what do I prefer from the candidates? Now, as I stated earlier, I don't think abortion is really a key issue. Frankly, at this point in time where we have a situation where you can, get an abortion pill and medically, it's probably very a low number of abortions, or it should be. So it's not an important issue for me. But there will always in this country, no matter what party you're from, have the ability to make that decision as a woman. And I am a woman, so I appreciate the fact that there are people out there that want to make sure that we have that ability to at least keep that choice within the first few months, 15 weeks, things like that. It's a toss-up. Anything else? What do you think? No.
Well,
My sister, we got to get her opinion.
Well, I wasn't sure of I forgot where the question was.
Well, actually, another thing I got, from people who support Harris is that they feel Trump, is not acknowledging the election results from the 2020, and that's the threat to democracy. So, what's your take on that?
Okay.
Let me answer, because she'll probably go on about it for a while. There are probably a lot of times, sometimes, that there's an issue with the voting results, particularly given the fact that they have already shown that there are a number of people who are not citizens of this country that are, in fact, have voted and are voting, and they are prosecuting them right now. So, yeah, that's an issue. And I'll let her take it from here, because she has a bigger mindset on that.
I just recalled what you kind of asked my sister Brenda here. What we have an issue with is, again, I mentioned a media that likes to divide. And there's been studies, if you over and over state a certain thing on a divisive issue and drill it into them, then it's hard for them to see another way, because you asked about that.
And it's non-factual.
And it's non-factual. So I think a lot of people, and it goes on both sides. So what we have is mainstream media divisive, political party divisive. Where I believe in my hearts of hearts that it's always been a uni party, and we have a government that is a tyrannical and diabolic government that controls a lot of the media, as well as a lot of things that keep us divided to continue smoke and mirrors so they can do what they want to do. To the point of what we have is these floods that just came through North Carolina. We as taxpayers pay to help those citizens that just went through that. FEMA had no money, but they just gave Ukraine a ton of money, and then it was just said last night they're going to give some more money. Okay, there was $128 billion that they're going to be giving to another country here. So what we have is that's okay, but then they only gave $750 or $650 to the citizens of North Carolina that has nothing. They can hardly even go out there. So we have a problem with the government that we really, we the people need to take a stand and say no more. No more, and I'm going to say, don't pay your damn taxes.
Oh, she's getting wild now. I'm going to say that's the importance of state rights, because it takes it away from the federal government, that overarching big government that's in there and everything. Then you need to make a smaller, and that was the argument from the beginning of this country, is should we do this big federal government or should we do state rights? And it always needs to be local and state, and that's really important before this. And what is their purpose, the federal government? To keep us protected, all right, from both foreign and domestic.
Back to the 1940s, and then I can give you the whole history on that. But I'm not going to go in there.
Yeah, we should probably stop there. So that's always been an argument in our country, even at the beginning.
Yes,
there were people on both sides, but I would argue that, example, the Republican Party is more for a state, keep it smaller, keep the government smaller, less regulations and things like that. And that is my personal belief, and that's why I would more tend to go to that. But I think it's important to be independent, which is it's gaining strength in this country, is the number of independents. I know there's a lot in my family. We don't want to be pigeonholed or stuck in one place or the other, because we can think for ourselves.
Right. I think people just need to be educated and take each issue and whatever resonates for them. Do the study on it, and then you go from there.
So are you hopeful for America?
Yeah, I'm always hopeful for it. Absolutely, 100%.
I always have hope, have faith, and I believe. I believe that things work out, and there's no coincidences, and He's always watching over us. And things will work out, and the best is yet to come.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, I'm so glad.
I don't know. You know, you can go down to like right there again, and like the park area. The dot. Yes, Bayfront dot.
Can I please?
814.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was planning to going to Erie County, which is the swing county of the swing state of Pennsylvania. So I just met two ladies from swing Erie County. So Erie County. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk to more people.
Amazing. I actually touched the brushstrokes of a...
Okay. We saw a couple of young people here. Hey. Yeah, so we're on live right now?
Right on.
Okay, all right. So what's your name?
I'm Randy.
Randy, where are you from? Which county you from?
I'm from Butler County.
Oh, you're local.
Saxonburg, yep.
Okay. Wow.
Valencia, if you will. So.
Is this your first time to the rally?
Yes.
So last July you were not here?
I planned to attend and did not.
Wow. So. Okay. So when you heard about the attempted assassination at that time, how did that make you feel?
Just as uncomfortable as it gets. I was texting with my brother, who I would have gone to the rally with and wasn't able to make it. That was the main reason I didn't go. And I was tuning in live on TV. He was a little bit behind, obviously, schedule-wise. So
your brother was doing the live?
No, but we were both watching on the stream service or whatever. So then as soon as everything went down that day when he after turned and pointed the chart and then shots rang out, it was just basically disbelief to see him be tackled by Secret Service and just a hush over everything. Yeah, it was just kind of surreal. It didn't feel like it was actually a real event that was happening, and I just was disgusted and couldn't believe it was, basically my backyard, about 15, 20 minutes from where I live. So.
And so now, today, you are here. President Trump is coming back. What do you think? What does that make you feel, and what do you think of the significance?
I thought it was probably one of the most just authentic displays of, I don't know how to put it, confidence maybe from the president, or former president, I should say, and the hopeful one for this upcoming election. And just the again, confidence and kind of just here I am mentality that he imbues by coming right back to the very place where a former assassination attempt on his life took place. So
yeah, sorry, what's your name?
Randy.
Randy, how old are you, can I ask?
I just turned 27 in August.
Oh, 27. Okay, so you've been voting for a couple of times at least.
Yeah, the 2020 election was the first one I was of age to participate in, so
yeah.
Presidential election anyway.
Yeah, so who did you vote for?
I voted for Donald Trump in 2020.
Really? Okay, so as a young person, we saw a lot of young people in the United States actually are pretty liberal, leaning towards more democratic, but why you are supporting President Trump?
Well, I feel Donald Trump represents really in large part my views, especially now partnering up with the likes of RFK and really scrutinizing the large corporations, the pharmaceutical organizations, the chemical companies that are in bed with the USDA, just basically every one of these overarching powers that assures us that everything in our life that we're exposed to and we consume and everything is safe and proper for us to be surrounding ourselves with. So with them specifically calling out these things, and we need to get to the bottom of these issues of why so many people are developing autoimmune diseases just rampantly throughout the country. Cancers and other chronic illnesses are just at rates higher than they've ever been. And I truly believe that this administration is going to, I'm sure, not put an end to that issue, but be the best one yet to actually put their money where their mouth is and represent the American people for what's best for them in terms of their health, well-being, and just ability to not just survive but hopefully thrive in this country. And that's not even getting into the economics and all kinds of other things that Trump is just, I feel, again, aligns better with my views than the other wing, if you will. So,
what do you say how your views shaped?
How are they shaped?
Yeah.
They're shaped from a conservative Christian worldview, which I myself personally have and share with, I'm sure, many of my peers in this setting. And my upbringing from my family in a stable home in a, you could sure say, rural environment, have helped to cultivate that mentality of mine where, it's just a very neighborly focused lifestyle of supporting one another through, local community rather than, I'm not so much into the city living and all that type of thing, but I'm much more for, you ask for help when you need it, but you offer help far more often than that, as best you can to the best of your abilities. So if you are able-bodied and, even if you don't have the time for it, just be present and be available for the people that you love, and even the ones that maybe you're not too fond of. Just being there to, offer that hand and say, I'm one of you. We have a lot more in common, each and every one of us as human beings, and I think a lot of us choose to, believe at times, and we're easily, divided into different categories of you're red, you're blue, or you're, all kinds of different things that we segregate ourselves into. And instead of trying to compartmentalize ourselves, I think we really just need to get back to, I'm a human, so are you. How can I help you? So.
Yeah, it seems I talk to other people. It seems more and more people starting to realize the division, which is probably not necessary and does not do good to the society as a whole. So, from your understanding, why this division seems to be wider, much wider than any before, more so?
Well, I guess you could probably equate social media in part to that, where people are just so much more connected every second of any given day than they ever were before. So I don't know. There's good and bad to that, I think, but definitely I'm a proponent for people doing it at a small scale as opposed to the corporate level. So when it comes to any type of media presence, Trump obviously always brings up about the fake news, and the mainstream media just always having their own agendas to spin on news, and less of actual coverage of things and more of telling you how they believe you should think. I'm all about the whole citizen journalism approach to things, so that's what I've tried to do myself, is distance where I receive my news from the those mainstream outlets, and more of just who's in my local community talking about things and bringing issues to light, as opposed to like going at a more national or again corporate level. So I think definitely as time has gone on to this modern age, it's just so far into the deep end of they really don't even hide the political affiliations and the leanings of their thoughts and all that with the different news companies. So people are definitely waking up to it, but I think it's still like we have that mentality of just constantly being pushed down the throats that this person is bad, and if you support them, you're evil, you're a terrorist, you're a threat to democracy, and people are tired of hearing that. So that's, I guess, pretty much what I have to say in that regard. The news is a big part of.
Yeah. So you said you live in the rural area,
Mhm.
and it seems the big cities, right? Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, seems more people leaning towards liberal views.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just
Do you
have to
know
look at
why?
the voting metrics,
Yeah,
but
more voting.
one of the main reasons I would say is so people in those more populated centers oftentimes are more not at the mercy of, but are the people who are receiving different incentives from the government, whether it be welfare benefits. I guess here's the best way to put it. A city environment, and really like this is kind of getting back to conservative views, we're better in numbers, basically, with anything. So you're stronger as a group of people than you ever will be as an individual, no matter how self-reliant and all that you want to be. Even taking it back to a faith-based perspective, we're called to be a body and not just one person, ever as an individual. So does that kind of counteract that whole American dream mindset where, one singular family unit just doing their own thing all by themselves? I guess, yeah, like that story has been purported, I guess, but I think that goes against just what this country is founded on. So originally colonists, and then relying on their own close-knit communities. So whether it be making clothing and farming and people who did mill work, just everything that came together to they helped each other build their own houses and all this stuff. So that's where a city environment, you figure, okay, there's all that commerce, all that, social interaction going on. People are more drawn to that. And as a result, sometimes it's harder to, when you have so many people, there's kind of a threshold where if you exceed that amount, it comes down to contribution. So in the smaller knit communities and more rural areas and all that, I feel like by and large, people are more pulling their weight, if you will. When people are going to just work a job downtown or whatever in a city area, what they're just consuming. They're not really bringing too many things of value. I hate to say it, like I was still bought into that same mentality when I was working in a sales company downtown in Pittsburgh, and like it really started once I had lost my job back in 2020, along with like probably the majority of other people in this country, or the very least around here. And that mentality really started, like I had a moment to take a step back and see, okay, what am I bringing to the table? So I think then the more that you become less productive and more reliant on these government programs that offer, hey, you don't have to worry about that, we'll just help you out. I'm not saying those aren't good initiatives, but they kind of incite, the mentality of, okay, it's just going to be there and available for me no matter what, so why it's not going to incentivize me to work harder, to be more, helpful to people in my community. So if your cup's not full, you can't ever pour outward into the people around you. So
So what do you do right now?
currently, I'm working for a nonprofit in the anti-poverty sector, and we're helping to approach the issue of food insecurity, specifically in Butler County and beyond, through the lens of agriculture and nutrition. So what I do is I will source food from local farmers within the area as best I can, as well as we have production gardens that we tend to on our own to bring up food from our own soils. And so we do go a little bit in the ways of the charitable part for sure. So we have distributions to 21 families throughout the city of Butler that we offer. It's not CSA, but we call it free SA. Every week, a box of produce to them. Again, stuff sourced from our own soil and others in the area. And beyond that, I take a mobile farmers market, which is just a repurposed bus, around with all the produce I mentioned and try to bring it to areas that maybe don't have as good access to fresh and healthy food in that nature, or maybe where there is a higher percentage of lower income families. So trying to bring it to food deserts and that type of place. But with that said, all of it's to people of any socioeconomic background, so they can pay cash, credit, SNAP, the farmers market vouchers, and a couple other, we partner with a healthcare network as well to accept their cash equivalent vouchers, and so that's what I do anyhow.
So Butler County, since the shooting just happened right here, how do you from what you know, your neighbors, what's the impact mostly?
Impact in what way?
In the people's view of this election, and
I think it's been one of the most, as unfortunate as it was, uniting events as people in this community, or just maybe generally speaking in this whole western part of PA. It's incited them to just truly double down, to no longer be afraid, to maybe not go out of their way to push their candidates that they're going to go vote for down other people's throats, but to not shy away from those opportunities if the conversation comes up to say, yes, I am voting in this election. I'm going to support this presidential candidate. So I think in that way, yeah, it has kind of brought some more people out of maybe the woodwork that otherwise would have been more in the shadows, and now, yeah, you know what, I'm not afraid. We're here. You can see obviously this gathering. It's even larger than last time, and the people came out to support this man because they feel that he truly is backing them and will bring them forward and in a more positive direction than this current administration has been doing. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you too.
For sharing. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we just met with this young persons from local Butler County. Let's talk to more people.
God encourage Pat in. Today, my friends, we gather
All right, so it seems the signal here is not so stable, so the live, we'll just stop the live for now, and please hit the subscribe button if you have not done so, and so I will bring you more report afterwards. Bye-bye.
You did not falter.